Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I have in front of me a tune for the 2009 Chevy Cobalt that we have started to build. It is a ZZ Performance tune. These go on their website for about $200. With that being said, you have a little bit of range with how you want to do it. If you have ZZ, or if you have HP tuners, you can have them email you a file. They also do like street tunes kind of deal. Or you could just go with like can tune. With can tune options, you can either get the new PCM, or you can get a PCM refundable core, or you can just send in your old one first and they will send you your old PCM back with the tune on it. So I went ahead and I ordered the refundable ECU core just because I am daily driving the car at this moment, so I didn't want to have an overlap in time that the car wasn't available for me to be able to drive. So opening up the box here, we'll see what we got. Alright, so on the inside, the first thing you're going to notice is they're going to have a receipt with what you had ordered, checked off with, everything that they had done and put in the box as they put it in, just so that they don't forget anything and just so that you know what was ordered. If you do the refundable ECU core just as I did, they will also send you the new return label. So it's already a prepaid label. You pretty much, after you're satisfied with the tune and you got it all set up, you go ahead and you throw your old one back in the same box, slap the sticker on, bring it to your local UPS, and they will ship it out from there. They also include a small ZZP sticker for your car. These come in a multitude of colors and sizes. In the past with my other builds, I've gotten all kinds of colors, sizes, different things like that. It's just something nice that comes with it. Just a little bit of packing there. And then you're going to get the actual tune itself. They do wrap it up very well, just because it is a very sensitive item, so they want to make sure that nothing happens to them on the way here. So when you get your PCM, or if you're one of the automatic HHR guys, the PCM and TCM will come together. It's just going to have your name, your order ID, the date, and a couple of different things like that to help them in the future if you ever want to send it back or anything like that. On the bottom here, what this paper is this is the relearn process. Once you plug the tune in and everything like that, your car does have to go through a 30-minute relearn process. It's pretty simple. Kind of put the key in and try and crank it. It won't crank. You got to do that 2 or 3 times. After you've tried it a couple times, on the 3rd try, it should start up. It's a 30-minute relearn, like I said, so if you have something to do within 30 minutes, I wouldn't go trying to install this thinking it's going to only take you the time it does to unplug and plug back in. Let me also mention that whenever you order these tunes, they are a little bit better than just an average can tune that you get with a lot of the other vehicles, like the off-shelf tunes from Cobb for like the Subarus and things like that. It's not exactly like that. So yes, it is a can tune. It's not specific for your vehicle as far as exact, but with that being said, ZZ Performance does specialize in a lot of the GM Performance vehicles, and they do a lot of stuff with Ecotech. So these are kind of thousands and thousands of actual in-person dynos that they've taken. They've taken the averages off of them and thrown them onto something that's going to be a more aggressive tune than your stock one, but it's also going to be safe. The reason I went with ZZP over things like Trifecta or anything like that is, aside from the fact that it's a lot safer, and that's what I've ran in the past, is people like Trifecta actually lock your PCM. So on a previous vehicle that I had, it was a Trifecta tune, and you can't do anything with it. Whether you want to get on HP Tuners and try to adjust it yourself, or send it in to have someone else adjust it, aside from Trifecta themselves, you cannot do anything with their tunes. The nice part about this is they don't lock your PCM. So if you wanted to order it from them just to get a baseline and then make your own adjustments, you could do that. And they actually encourage that and will help you along free of charge, everything like that. The people over at ZZP are great, honestly. They ask you a number of questions pertaining to your vehicle that you're going to be putting it on, such as the fuel you're running, if you have an intake, what style intake, if you have a stock clutch, because this tune is supposed to help. I think they give in the neighborhood of like 50 horsepower and 70 to 80 wheel torque over stock. With that being said, they change how the torque and things like that come on based off of if you have a stock clutch, it'll slip. If you have an aftermarket clutch, they can kind of ramp it up a little bit sooner, and things like that. If you go on their website, you'll see under the PCM 1.0 that there's a lot of different options that you have to fill in, and there is a space where you can go ahead and tell them anything else that they may need to know pertaining to your vehicle that they just don't ask. But if you want the most accurate tune you can, you either need to do the dyno or the HP tuners with the live files back and forth between the two of you. I do plan on getting this car tuned by one of those later down the road, but for now we're just going to bump it up with the simple can tune that a lot of you guys are going to be ordering. Okay, so whenever installing the tune, the first thing you're going to want to do is disconnect your battery. So you come into your trunk, and on the bottom right hand corner you're going to see the carpet lifts up, and down where your spare tire normally goes is the battery. Okay, so the way to undo this battery is just this little nut right here. It is a 10 millimeter. You're going to loosen it and pull straight up on this, and that will come off. You don't have to worry about taking the ground off. As long as you take the power off, the vehicle is not going to be getting any power, obviously. Making sure that you just essentially don't hurt anything. Anytime you're working with electrical, you want to make sure that you unplug the battery. All right, so the next step is you're going to go ahead and pop your hood. Up under the hood on the right hand side, driver's side, you're going to notice these little clips right here connecting to your original PCM. You're just going to lift up on the bars like so until you see this little part back here extend out on both sides. Once you get that done, these right here will just rock back and forth straight up off for you. Sometimes they're a little tricky. Just be careful with them because you don't want to break any of the plastic tabs. Like I said, it's a little tricky sometimes, but there we go. There's one. There's the other. So now you just have the PCM sitting in there. It does have two little lock tabs right here on the side. So you're just gonna pull out on those on both sides at the same time of trying to pull up. So I'm gonna set this down so that I can do that effectively. And then your original PCM will come right out. You're essentially going to do the exact same thing, just in reverse, getting the new one in. Just going to go ahead and pop it down in there. Put them both back on. Make sure they go on straight. They shouldn't really fight you too much. That's one side. There's the other side. So essentially now what you have is your new PCM installed. You have your old one out. If you did it the same way I did and did the refundable core, you are going to need to send this back. So don't lose it and try and be gentle with it, because more than likely they're going to use this for the next person that's getting a tune from them and ordering it the same way that we have done today. And obviously once you have the new PCM in, you're going to go ahead and grab your 10 mil. Pop the battery back on. Make sure you push down on it pretty good. Once that's tight, just gonna go ahead and pop your cover back on, like so. All right, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna hop in the car, put the key in the ignition. You're gonna go ahead and push the clutch in and try and start it as normal. Now this shouldn't start. What'll happen is the security light should go on. You're gonna leave the vehicle in the run position, walk away for 10 minutes and restart the whole thing. So as you can see, the little security light is on in this corner. That's going to stay on for this whole process up until the vehicle relearn process is complete. I do recommend having a battery maintainer on your vehicle while you do this, just because the car does have to have the ignition on for 30 minutes consecutively without the vehicle running. But like I said, this little paper right here that ZZP includes with the PCM is pretty simple. It'll run you through everything. If you do lose the copy, ZZP's website does have a new virtual instruction list that you can use. So after the first 10 minutes have passed, you can see that the security light is off. You're going to turn the key to the off position for 5 seconds. And then you're going to repeat the process. Okay? Same thing's gonna happen. The security light's gonna stay on for the next 10 minutes. You have to leave the key on and step away and repeat the process one more time. After you do it one more time, it should go ahead and start and everything like that for you. So here we are, the third and final time. The security light is off. At this point, whenever you shut the key off for the 5 seconds, whenever you turn it back on and attempt to start it, it should start. So here we go with that. Let everything prime up. Perfect. It will reset everything. So like if you just got like an oil change or anything like that, it will say that you have to get your oil change soon. Other than that, it seems to be running good. AFRs look good. And we will go ahead and take it on a test drive, but that is the LNF PCM install from ZZP.